One of my best friends, his grandmother passed away recently, and it really got me thinking about like how short, life is and what's most important to me. So I wanted to share with you guys today the story of how my parents became Christians. All right, thank you for talking with me, Mr. Fortier.
How did I become a Christian? It's a long time ago.
It's an honor to be videoed by such a renowned videographer. The same last name.
Yeah.
It's quite a coincidence.
My dad grew up Catholic. He told me about how, when he was a kid, he believed in God and he'd pray. But as he started to get older, he started to lose some of that childlike faith.
It was something you did on Sunday. It was not really alive. And when I went to university, I just wanted to succeed. And, I was interested in girls, of course. And religion I didn't see it as being relevant.
My dad met my mom in university while studying to be an engineer. My grandmother on my dad's side wanted my mom to become Catholic.
She had no experience of church or whatever, and I wasn't going to force her to become a Catholic. But it did make us think about, okay, what is this thing about faith?
Later, when my mom's mom, so my grandma on my mom's side, became an evangelical Christian, my mom started to really describe how she could see a noticeable change in my grandmother.
See, when we moved to Canada, she had a rough time. She had, of course, lost her home, her job and friends. And then she had hysterectomy and she was feeling really lousy. Her friend sent her a book called Adventures in Prayer. Grandma read that and did the Sinner's Prayer and she completely changed.
My parents started to go to various churches together, and they met a lot of people that seemed different than the folks they'd encountered in church-related settings growing up as kids.
We were also hanging out with people who seemed to have a real faith and who, it made a difference in their lives. Yeah, they were really fun.
For the first time, they started reading the Bible for themselves and understood the basic gospel message of how Christ died for their sins.
And it was like a big puzzle, and every Sunday there'd be a little reading, and I never quite fit all the pieces together. But anyway, at this church, the puzzle started to come together. And I finally understood, the reason Christ died for me and that I had a need for forgiveness. I needed to accept Christ's sacrifice on my behalf.
Definitely my favorite part of talking to my parents was when they described the impact that becoming a Christian had on their lives personally.
It's kind of like my eyes were opened. I used to watch the news, and I guess it was the first time I really realized how broken the world is. I understood the Bible is really describing the world the way it really is.
God was merciful and gave me some nice experiences. A very meaningful one was, we were sitting there, the service was about to start, and I suddenly felt like a rag. I was about to turn to Guy, my husband, and say, "Do you feel like a rag?" And I saw it fall into this mud ditch. And then God came with a big hook and lifted me out. And then the pastor read Psalm 40. Want to read Psalm 40?
Sure.
Psalm 40. I waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and heard my cry. He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and mire. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. He put a new song in my mouth, a hymn of praise to our God. Many will see and fear and put their trust in the Lord. Psalm 40. So that's very special to me.
That's beautiful. That's my parents' story, and I hope that it's been inspiring to you. I really pray that you can have an encounter of this God that we've encountered for yourself. Please leave a comment and let us know what stood out to you, and I look forward to seeing you guys in future videos.